Welcome to Beyond Mindset Limits with Tisha Marie Cain. Here, we explore how unlocking your mindset can pave the way for unlimited success. Discover how to create opportunities through legal challenges and transform your business and life with effective public relations strategies. Get ready to elevate your journey and maximize your potential. Now, let's welcome your host, Tisha Marie Cain.
Welcome to Beyond Mindset Limits. Today, we are talking about something bigger than business. We are talking about legacy. And I'm honored to welcome J.S. West & Companies, a remarkable 117-year-old company, 5 generations strong, built through service, stewardship, resilience, and trust. They were founded in 1909. J.S. West has served communities across California through propane, egg production, agriculture, and a deep commitment to people, family, employees, and their community. Today, I'm joined by Michael West. He's the 4th generation president and owner of JS West, and Kelly Monk. She's the vice president of corporate development. Michael's sons are now working within the company, carrying on the family legacy, and they're going to be the future 5th generation leaders in years to come. Most companies chase growth, but very few become part of the fabric of our community like JS West. JS West is one of those rare communities and companies that are not only survive changing times, but continue to lead with values, vision, and heart. Today, we're going to talk about what it takes to build something that lasts, how values move through generations, and why legacy becomes even more important when the people who help build it become part of the story we are now responsible to carry forward. So please help me welcome Michael West and Kelly Monk to Beyond Mindset Limits. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you, Tisha.
Thank you, Tisha.
Oh my God, I'm so honored to have you. Oh my God. If for those traveling down the roadway, if you guys could see this video, both of these guys are tomato red. They're blushing. They are so cute together. I mean, they really do work hand in hand together, both Michael and Kelly. They're a dynamic team. And I just want to dive in today because I want to talk about JS West and all the things about this legacy company. So JS West has been serving families and businesses, employees, and communities for 117 years. That's more than a company milestone, I would say. This is a generational stewardship. When both of you think about what it takes to build something that lasts that long, what first comes to mind?
You know, Tisha, for me, starts with momentum that was built 4 generations ago, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And our company was founded to provide good jobs for the West boys. And now we try to provide jobs for everybody. And it's grown to a point where it was bigger than anybody ever dreamt.
What about you, Kelly?
The first thing that comes to my mind is responsibility.
Yeah.
It's had to have been a responsibility for all the generations to continue this legacy.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah.
And I know both of you very intimately. We've been working together over the last year, and you guys both take tremendous responsibility to steward this company into future forward thinking. And so, wow, I'm just on Beyond Mindset Limits today. We talk about all the things that allows people and families and organizations to go beyond ordinary limitations. Most companies never make it past that first generation, let alone 5. What mindset do you believe has allowed JS West to keep evolving, staying rooted in its values?
I've been thinking about this question, Tisha, and it's an important question in my opinion. And I can only speak for myself and maybe my father. It starts as a pleasure to work here, and it becomes a duty, and then it becomes a badge of honor. And I think some of us are in that stage right now, and it's all about the future and all about the people that come after us now.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, the phase 5 generation one vision says so much, from James Stewart West back in 1909 to Norman to Donald to Gary West and now Michael West. What do you believe has remained constant throughout every generation of your leadership?
I would say being good to people, being good to our employees, being good to our community, being good to our customers. I think the worst companies, or at least the worst family companies, believe that the best ideas come from the family, and that's just not true.
Mm,
It takes all of us to get this job done, and it's not just a West or a Monk or a Silva or a Bedell, it's everybody.
yeah. Yeah, Kelly, what are your thoughts about what remains constant as far as the leadership perspective?
Me personally, having worked with Mike and having worked with Gary and having heard about Don, Mike's grandfather, it's strength and stability.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
knowing who you are, where you've come from, and staying grounded. I've seen that, and I believe that that's one thing that is continuous in the legacy of JS West.
Absolutely. I would second that. Strength and stability. I love that. So over time, strategies change, markets change, technology changes. You guys have seen this firsthand, but values are what hold a company together. What are the core values that have kept JS West steady through 117 years of change?
Integrity
Mm.
and accountability.
Mm.
I I would echo those sentiments, but I would say that we've hired people over the years, the people who have become very key in our business. Their their values don't change when the door closes. They believe
Mm.
the same things when the door closes, and they fight for those those things passionately sometimes, and you can't help but admire it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that, Mike. That's a great perspective that when the door shuts, their values don't change. They're the same through and through. And wow, that's so great. So during I was very honored to be able to help during the legacy book process. And one of the phrase that kept coming up and rising to the surface was the West Way. I kept hearing this over and over and over again. How would each of you describe that West Way to someone who has never worked inside of your company?
I would say it's just doing the right thing. That's the West Way. It's being courteous, fair, firm. Gary said that many times. He wanted to be remembered as firm but fair, and he was intentional about treating people the right way, treating the community the right way. It's what I've seen and how we live here.
Yeah, I've seen that too, is the right thing because it's the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's your core vision, looking intimately inside of your business is that is the through line through everything, doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do and being fair and friendly. Would you echo that same sentiment about the West Way inside the company, Mike? What would you say was that core underlining theme about the West Way?
I think Kelly described it very well. And I'm
Fine.
sorry because I'm gathering some thoughts, but the West Way, that's exactly what it means. Trying to do the right thing is not the same thing as doing the right thing. And I know that 100% of the time we try to do the right thing. And all sometimes, somehow, some way, it doesn't. It gets twisted, and we become the bad guy. But we always go into it with the right intentions.
I love that. Yeah, because if you set those right intentions up front, it's, whatever outcome is going to be is going to be best for all concerned. So I know that. That's so good. One thing I hear again and again in the interviews during the book process was JS West is not just about the propane, and it's not about the eggs. It's not just about the business or the growth, and it was about the people. And how has the company protected that people first culture over the years? How have you guys protected that?
It's really simple. People, they make the world go round. It doesn't matter whether it's at JS West or any other company or any other group of people in the world. If you get like-minded people together, you're bound to do really good things. And I believe that the team that we have in place today believes what we believe, and they want to do the right thing for the right reasons too. And I have to tell you, Tisha, it was probably the greatest compliment our family could receive in reading those responses and hearing that. It really warmed our hearts.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we were able to put that into basically a time capsule per se, because for all of you guys listening, I had the opportunity to interview their human resource manager. And Tisha Marie Cain comes from corporate, and corporate wasn't so fun in the past. But when I interviewed JS West and I interviewed their human resource manager, she even quoted and she said, "We put the human back into the resources." And I was floored. I'm like, okay, drums. I was on the ground. Like, I have never heard a company as big as JS West and their top human resource director say something like that. I'm like, wow, okay, where do I sign up? Where's my application to work for JS West after that? Because I was really like moved that even from the top down and bottom up, everyone sings the same song. So I know that to be absolutely the truth. Kelly, as the VP of Corporate Development, you have had such a unique view of the company from the inside. What do you see in the culture of JS West that makes it different from other organizations?
Mm-hmm. Oh, people are real. I mean, it's intimidating. Mike and I have had many conversations about, open door policy, where, a lot of people say open door, but they don't really mean it. They look preoccupied, but this is truly an open door policy. They're real people. They have families. They have hurdles that they need to overcome, just like everybody else. And it's refreshing to know that you can walk into anybody's office and ask them how their weekend was, or, it's not just business, it's just real people. One thing that, comes back is our summer picnics. Everybody loved our summer picnics. People would greet them. People would greet their families. People would know their families. It's not just a job. It's not a ticket to punch. It's not, just an 8 to 5. It's the West way, for lack of better term. But on top of that, I mean, it's balanced. It's work-life balance, which is always hard to achieve sometimes. It's being loving the people. The people are everything. You're not going to produce a dozen eggs without a certain amount of people. You're not going to deliver propane without a certain amount of people. So you have to have respect for everybody in the position, not just, in a corporate office or not. You have to get out and get out there in the weeds and put on your boots and your safety hat and do it. And that's what I've seen here in the 15 years that I've been here is ownership and respect and vulnerability, humility. The West are very humble people. They don't like being talked about, but
yeah. Too bad. It's
They're
right.
Good.
Yes.
They're
yeah.
Good.
Because, I was born in Modesto and grew up and was raised in Modesto, California. And I knew of the West, but not knew of the West because they're humble and kind. And I think one of your employees, Carol, mentioned, if I could give JS West and Companies a theme song, it would be the song from Tim McGraw, Humble and Kind.
Yep.
And she hit the nail right on the hammer, or the hammer right on the nail, right? She did it so fantastic. I'm like, that is it. That's it. It's about the people and knowing that they're people too, right? And I think that's why your tenure is so elevated, right? The tenure in your company, people have been there for 30 years, 35 years. And I'm like, wow, this is so fantastic. No wonder why JS West has been around, because you guys have a soul. And A
Can I
company.
add to that answer?
Yeah. Yes, Mike.
I know it was only addressed to Kelly, but it's not just us. And our best leaders in our company, and I'm talking to Kelly Monk, um, they're present. They're present in whatever they do. If there's somebody talking about a life problem, she's present for them. If they're talking about a financial statement error, she's present for it. That's the difference. I don't think that executives today are totally present for their people, and we are, and I'm very proud of that.
I love that because I was doing some data research about, what's the new currency and how all of these social media platforms are stealing our attention, right? And so if you can go out to supper with your family and put your phone away and just be completely present, or if someone steps in front of you, put your phone away. I even the market research, you guys are laughing, but it's so true because I even did the market research where it said a doctor that comes into the client's room or whatever, the waiting room, the doctor who stands, it feels like he's been there for, the doctor who stands for 5 minutes feels like he's been there for 1 minute. But the doctor who sat down for 1 minute, it felt like he had been there for 5 minutes. And it's about that presence, about owning it, being in the moment and not giving way to all these other distractions. So I believe that your executive team and your employees are very present. It's like be who you are when you're there, right? When I'm at work at JS West, I'm doing this and I'm not doing anything else, right? When I'm in between traveling and I'm in my car, I'm a driver right now. I'm not doing anything else, right? And so I believe that you're right on, Mike, just being really present with the people and making sure that they are seen and heard is what you guys do so exquisitely. So what did you want to add? What?
It's the way to deflect.
A company has to evolve to survive, but it also has to protect its soul. And Michael, how do you approach the responsibility of moving JS West forward without losing that essence of what has made it strong in the first place? No pressure.
I wish I could prescribe how we do it. I honestly don't know, except for being real with our people, making them aware of our heritage. We've just almost completed this book now, Tisha, and I lost my train of thought. To learn of the sacrifices our family made to get us to where we are today. I think that's the soul of the company. And if you really read the history of JS West, the man, he's a very impressive man, and he's probably nothing like I am today. You asked me once what I would say to him, and I don't honestly know what I would say to him. But I think his soul was very much the same as mine. He came here for a reason, and he loved this area. He loved this company, and he loved this family. And I guess that's where I would start with Mr. West. But I think the soul of our company is JS West and the sacrifices he made to bring our family out here.
Yeah, I love that. I know. And he was a fantastic man. If any of you listening want to, just Google James Stewart West and what he did. And he came from Nebraska and did all of these things. I refer to him as a unicorn because he was a lawyer and a businessman and all the things, right? So he could do it all. And so to bring the through line.
Modern day JS West, Tisha.
I know. I am the modern day JS. I wish. Yeah, no, I mean, that guy was miraculous. And I see the soul. I see his soul still through this company because obviously he cared, and you guys care at such a deep level and continue to care. And you guys are strategic and forward thinking, and your values are growth.
What if the secret edge separating good leaders from exceptional ones isn't strategy, experience, or intelligence, but mindset? Behind closed doors, many elite C-suite leaders and senior executives rely on a powerful yet rarely discussed tool, hypnosis. With over 22 years of experience, Executive Counsel Tisha Marie Cain works with C-suite leaders and high-performing executives to quiet internal noise, sharpen decision-making, release unconscious limitations and success blocks, and operate from a place of calm authority, especially under pressure. The most effective leaders don't push harder. They lead from alignment, clarity, and control. To schedule your private hypnotherapy appointment today, visit TishaMarieCain.com.
Have you ever wondered why you can know exactly what to do and still feel like something inside keeps pulling you back? You tell yourself, I'm done being angry. I'm done carrying sadness. I'm done feeling fear, guilt, shame, or not good enough. But no matter how strong, successful, or self-aware you are, the pattern keeps showing up. That is because most people are trying to change their life from the surface, when the real programming lives in the subconscious mind. Meet Tisha Marie Cain, clinical hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, and founder of Beyond Mindset Limits. Tisha helps people go directly to the root cause of the emotional patterns and limiting beliefs that have been running their lives behind the scenes. Hypnotherapy is not magic. It is not mind control. It is focused subconscious work that allows clients to bypass the noise, access the root, and begin transforming the belief where it was first created. Anger, sadness, fear, guilt, shame, not good enough, not safe, not worthy, not lovable. These are not just emotions. They are often protective programs the mind created long ago. Through her 90-minute hypnotherapy sessions, Tisha guides clients into the subconscious mind to release what no longer belongs to them and begin installing a new way of thinking, feeling, and becoming. For many of her clients, one session creates a breakthrough they have been chasing for years. If you are ready to stop managing the pattern and finally transform it at the subconscious level, this is your invitation. Book your 90-minute hypnotherapy session with Tisha Marie Cain at Beyond Mindset Limits. Sessions are available in office, on Zoom, or by private appointment. Because healing does not have to take forever. Sometimes you just need the right access point. Beyond Mindset Limits. Go to the root, release the limits, become the version of you that was always waiting underneath.
So I'm really excited. You guys are getting ready to launch this legacy book to capture the 117 years of legacy throughout the times. And it's my hope that your sons, as they grow and get into leadership, that they come back in 20 years and do their version of their legacy. Because like you said, Mike, it didn't come easy, right? You guys had some challenges along the way. What I know, you guys had fires and deaths and all the things throughout history you guys have had to face, and you still stand strong. So, in the book interviews, one theme that I heard was that the West family did not lead by being loud and performative. They led through consistency and service, credibility, and presence. So what does quiet leadership mean to both of you?
Being the example. I mean, I think people, they definitely, mirror what we do. So you have to be the example. I think it's up here. Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Oh, love it. And Kelly just had to look behind. She has that quote behind on her desk as a reminder every day to be the change, to model what the future generations are to see going forward. And I think you do an extremely beautiful job at that, both of you. What about you, Mike? What does quiet leadership mean to you?
Oh, I think it means that we have quiet natures, number one. I think Kelly's right that we try to be the example. We are not always the right example, but I think that our family's always known the right way to do things. I don't know if we were blessed with it inherently or what, but we seem to be reasonable people that can figure out problems relatively easily. I don't know how to answer that, except that we let people do their jobs and try not to stand in their way as much as we do sometimes.
Well, can I elaborate a little bit?
Yes, please.
And again, humility comes into play here, the whole West family, but I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit and talk about generationals. I mean, you get to the third generation and it's usually quits by then. The first two have really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into a company, and then the rest of the generations have inherited it. And that could be something really easy to just sell or walk away from, or not have the heart, sweat, blood, and tears that you do, because by then it's already an established company. This is already a very well established machine. But the West families, the values that they've instilled in each other and in their children, and Mike's doing it with Nicholas and Noah, it's intentional. He wants them to start from the bottom so they know what to do at the top. It's how all of them have done it. Mike did it. Gary did it. Don did it. So to me, they're humble. They know what's right. They do what's right. Yes, of course, we don't always make the right decisions or anything, but his example right there is he owned it. A lot of CEOs would not own a mistake or, a failure or whatever. I mean, JS West has been in so many different companies that have failed, and it's okay. They tried it. They weren't afraid. They did it. They accepted it, that it wasn't going to work, and they moved on.
Oh, I love that. That reminds me of a meme. It said, "Oh, you think I got to this easy? You think that this company was just given to me easily? We have failed more times than you even know."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I know, because I've dug into the history of JS West and all of the joys and the discomforts and the challenging times. It's not easy, and you guys continue on with the through line. And I know Gary West was very important in leading and marching this company forward and building tomorrow. And I know one chapter of the legacy book is called Building Tomorrow. What does building tomorrow look like for JS West today? Not only as a business, but as a family legacy and a community organization.
It means the fifth generation being out in the field, getting their fingernails dirty. We have one child vaccinating chickens as we speak, and another probably doing a pressure test somewhere on our propane side. And Kelly's right in that we've all taken that route, and I think it's made us humble along the way. And I think my kids are already humble. So I think the humble and kind part is going to live on at least through the next generation. But as important are the people that they surround themselves with. And I'm lucky enough to be able to live with Nicholas, and we get to speak every night about management, about technical aspects of his job. And it brings me back a lot of years, many nights a week, just talking to him about some stuff. And he's in it, and he loves it, and he wants to make our company better. And I don't know how I got him to that point, or we got him to that point, but he's there, and he's exactly where he needs to be. And I would say the exact same thing for Noah. It's I would probably not argue with the fact that we brought them on 2 or 3 years too early, but they're going to be ahead of me in many ways because of that. So whatever we gave up on the front end, we'll get back on the back end, in my opinion.
Wow, I love that. And so Nicholas is doing propane and Noah's out with the chickens. So interesting how, now I want to dive into that. Did you strategically say, okay, you're going to do this and you're going to do this? Or was there a position that was open that the boys just kind of fell into, there was a void and you had to fill a need and that they were available and they got there, or did they get to choose?
It was chosen for them. They were ready to come back to our company. They were both kind of in dead end jobs and were looking for some inspiration, and thankfully we found it. Nella came first back in 2024, excuse me. And it was obvious that that was the side of the company that he should have been on at that point. And it was obvious when Nicholas came on board that the propane department was the right side for him, and it's worked out great.
Wow. Yeah. So I could see how they could have inspiration in, okay, hey, I'm in these other jobs that don't really feed my soul, and there's a position in our family company that could inspire me to do well. And I know from looking on the inside, everybody at JS West is like rooting these boys on because they're like, yes, we're going to make dumb mistakes sometimes and we're not going to be perfect out the gate, but you know what, we're in your corner and we're rooting you on. And I know the boys they're so humble and they're so in it though too. They're not just showing up because it's a family thing. They're showing up because they really want to do well on their perspective sides, I guess I would say, to move the company forward. So I'm so excited for this. I'm excited to see it like 20 years from now. Like, give me a crystal ball and let me see 20 years from now. But again, I also know that the best predictor of the future is the past. Right. And so if we've already got 4 generations living, breathing the same values, it's just normal that these boys are going to carry it as a through line through all the changes in life. So it's really exciting. When a company name has been trusted for more than a century, the name becomes bigger than just a brand, right? It becomes a responsibility, like you said, Kelly. What does it mean to carry the JS West name into the next chapter? What does that mean for both of you?
It reminded me of a quote my Uncle Jim used to tell me after a family dinner. I'd go out with my friends, and he said, "Don't forget who you represent." And he said it for about 10 years. And I thought it was a joke at the start. And after 10 years of it, I knew what he meant. And that's the value we're trying to instill into our children. It is a responsibility, and to be an upstanding citizen in the community is not as easy as it sounds sometimes. And we've been able to stay above the fray and continue to be good citizens, and that's all we ever wanted to be.
So Uncle Jim says, don't forget who you represent. And that speaks to my soul because, I'm Tisha Marie Cain. I have my own brand. So I'm always doing things that have to be on brand or not have to. It's like really looking at the congruency of who I am, right? I don't want to be off brand in anything. Yes, maybe sometimes I want to go to Walmart in my pajamas, but I would never, because that's off brand for who I am, right? So who do you represent in that face of remember who you represent and stand up for that and always be forward thinking, saying, hey, we're part of the JS West team. We're part of a legacy. There's a branding, there's a congruency within all of that, and making sure that shows up every single time. And I know that does in your leadership cabinet, your team. I know that to be true. So that's why I'm so excited to have you guys on Beyond Mindset Limits, because you guys think outside of the box, but then you still hold those core values that have made you successful throughout the years. So good. So good. Okay. So I want to ask this gently because this is still very new. And I know Gary West, Michael, this is your father. He was the third generation president. He meant so much to many people, both inside the company and throughout the community. And he's just recently passed away. And when we think of Gary West, and as you continue forward, what part of Gary's wisdom and presence or example do you hope continues to guide JS West forward?
We could probably go in 100 different directions. He he was always the most honest man in the room. He was genuine. He was honest. He had integrity. He was the best man I ever met. And it's kind of hard to talk about him, to be honest with you. But I can only say the best things about him. And I am super proud to have called him my dad.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had the honor of interviewing 60 people for this book, and the common denominator was Gary West is friendly and kind and strong and stern. And you could just tell. I remember one of the interviews, he told me a story and how he was a little frustrated in an interview and he just left the room. But him removing his presence alone, he didn't have to say anything. He was a gentle giant, right? His presence leaving the room, whew, that was like, wow, right? That made such an impact, just removing his presence from the conversation. Everybody knew, like, whoo, okay, we need to get dialed in here really quickly. So you said that well, and I thank you. And I know it's emotional to talk about, and I know it's hard to talk about. And you did your father well, and you continue to do your father well, and I know that about Gary, and I know he's so proud of you, and you're so lucky to have such a dad like him. And don't lose sight of it, because Nicholas and Noah both have you as a dad, and you emulate your dad. So it's this beautiful arrangement of what these boys get to experience through you that you experience through your dad. So, whew, what do you think, Kelly? What about you? What do you think is the main principle of Gary's wisdom? Because you worked closely with Gary too. What do you think is that through line that you grabbed from him that you can continue to instill in the company?
Gary was genuine.
Mm.
He was very calm and consistent.
Yeah.
And he was commanding.
Yeah.
He commanded respect, but he earned it. So I would probably take that on, his genuine nature.
Yeah.
He loved this company and he loved his family, and it shined in everything that he did. Every decision he made, he had all of us in mind.
Yeah. And it's just a testament to, I know the ripple effect of Gary's passing is deep and wide, but it's a testament to good leadership. You know what? When you guys go over and meet Jesus, your leadership too is going to be deeply impacted through the community, because the way that we leave legacy, the way that we leave our company, our families better, and those through lines of being genuine and showing up and being a strong leader. So it's so fantastic. Okay, so here's the closing question for you. When future generations open this legacy book, which is so great, you guys, you and your team had done a fantastic job spending over 10 months, almost a year, gathering pictures, gathering chapters, writing your manuscripts, pulling everybody together. It's been a long road, and it's been amazing. And this legacy book, when it gets opened years from now, whether they are family members or whether they be new employees or past employees, customers, community leaders, what do you hope they understand about J.S. West and what it truly stood for?
I hope they're honored.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an honor to be part of it. So.
Yeah.
And it's we, Tisha. You were part of that too.
Yes, it's we. Yeah.
But you got me with Gary, so I'm crying and I'm done.
Yeah, I know. And it's good. And you know what? And this is all good radio, you guys. If you're listening right now, we're all very emotional because Gary's passing is still very, we're in the fetal stages of him crossing over, and he meant so much to us. That's why this legacy book could not have been even more perfect than it is now, because we get to stamp and hallmark his voice through all of this, and his smile and all of the pictures, and we get to honor him, and it gets to be so beautiful that when we open up this book, and your employees, you guys have 350 employees, when you guys open up this book, and they get to thumb through all of the chapters and all of the pictures of what we've put together, it's really going to be an honor. So, wow. What more we have a couple more minutes. Is there anything you guys want to say about the company, about future? Because I know, let's talk real quick about the new building. You guys have a brand new building. It's a football field long. Come on. This is so good. A football field long. And do we want to tell? Yes, let's do it. Let's tell the listeners about the secret building in this JS West building. What did you guys do for Gary? And what did Gary do for this building? Because I know there's secrets hidden in there. What is it? Tell us.
It's a secret.
I know.
I'm not telling.
We hear there's a lot of people listening.
But nice try.
There is a lot of people listening.
How about when the building opens, we'll come back for appearance number 2.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Okay, it is a secret, but I will tell our listeners that Gary's, Gary's
all over that building.
All over that building. And
Gary,
so tell us more about the building. It's a football field long. What else is it? It's how many stories high?
4 stories.
4 stories high. Yeah. And it's
15,000 plate per story.
Say that again.
15,000 foot plate
per story.
1,000 foot building, 15,000 each floor.
Wow. So you guys are really projecting forward on JS West and the growth to continue to help get propane and eggs, agriculture, all the things, grain to the community. And you're projected to continue to serve at bigger scales. Right. And it makes sense.
Again, fiscally responsible, be part of this community. We're in it. We're not going anywhere. We're not selling. Nope,
we're not selling. I do have one closing thought, Tisha. If
yes.
You don't had a lot of time to have to reflect on this book, and Kelly just said that she was honored to be a part of it, and Kelly just happens to be one of those employees that I want her to be honored by her work here. And it means a lot that she would say that to your listeners, because it's an honor to have her here. And it's an honor to have all of our team that produced this book, you, Caroline, Kelly, myself, all the employees who expressed what they expressed about our family and our business. It's incredibly humbling. And the one thing that I can say about that book and what I feel about it is I'm a lot prouder to be a West than I was when we started it. And I think it speaks to the sacrifice my family has made. And it's just an incredible story that I think JS West story alone could make a pretty good movie. I don't know if you have any movie producers in your audience. But,
yes, we do. So there you have it, folks. JS West, the movie, that would be so good.
Could play us.
Who's going to play Michael and Kelly? Hey, we could get, oh yeah. Well, okay. Yes. Keep going. I have all these thoughts. You know me.
But, for Kelly to say it was an honor to be a part of this book, it was a greater honor for me to be a part of it, because it really gave my brain perspective on what really matters around here and what really matters in our society. JS West has a lot of goodness to it, and I'm not humble enough to say that.
Good.
I think we do a lot of good things for the communities that we serve, and I think we do it for the right reasons too. And I have a lot of time to think about our business, and that's the thing that warms my heart the most, is we're part of all of our communities, and we give back and we care, because at the end of the day, if you don't have somebody next to you that cares, then it's really all for nothing at that point.
Well said, Michael. And I know, Michael, you've spoken at Congress. You've done a lot of speaking engagements. You're a voice that's well respected and heard. So, man, again, I am just honored to have both of you guys here to share your medicine and your magic with the world, and let everybody know that no one could beat JS West. Okay, if there's, I'm going to put this out there for California. If anybody in California is older than 117 years, I want you to reach out to me, and we're going to go toe to toe, because I know JS West and I know their core values, and they've been around since 1909. So thank you both for being on the show. This is Beyond Mindset Limits with Tisha Marie Cain. I was here with Michael West and Kelly Monk of JS West out of Modesto, California. Thank you all, and we'll have you back next week.
Thank you for joining Tisha Marie Cain for Beyond Mindset Limits. Tune in every Wednesday at 4 p.m. as the conversation continues around mindset, legal insight, and publishing as a strategic tool for business positioning. Visit TishaMarieCain.com or CainsLegalSupport.com for more information or to schedule your private appointment.